Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in, like, subscribe, all the other stuff in between. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of the uppers I've picked up from Thoroughbred Armament. I did post these on Instagram first and have had some questions, comments, concerns, burning desires, and I wanted to go over those with you guys. So first of all, neither one of these came attached to a lower. I provided the lowers myself, and I did in fact pay for the uppers. They are not free products. I'm not shilling for Thoroughbred Armament, as someone DM'd me on Instagram and asked or accused. Number one, I wouldn't care to, but military surplus stuff pretty much sells itself due to the reputation, the name, or where they come from, so you really don't have to do much shilling. So with that, I'm just going to get into the video. You guys can decide if I'm shilling and or not. I was going to wear my Thoroughbred Armament hoodie and underwear for this, but I forgot to. So this is a 16-inch cage-coated upper, government contract, and I'm going to take off the Comp M4 here just to kind of go over what the components are and what you would get if you were to order one of these uppers, because that was one of the questions. So again, 16-inch cage-coated uppers, 13629 on the barrel, most of the charging handles, and the upper. Mine does not have it on the charging handle. You get the gg&g rear sight, and if you're not familiar with gg&g, DevGru era type stuff there, pretty cool. And then you get a flashlight, a mount that goes on a mount that is on the forward part of the barrel or in front of the bayonet lug. Now, these mounts require no permanent modification on the rifle. Your bayonet lug and your sling swivel, as you can tell on this one, are still intact. That was one of the questions, does the mount take the place of the sling swivel or require permanent modification? And it does not. These are very similar, and they very well could be the Battle Steel Arms mounts. However, there are no markings on these mounts for me to tell you 100% sure that they are Battle Steel Arms. So anyway, the mount, 3 set screws, 2 go into where the sling swivel is, say that 5 times fast, and then 1 goes into the bayonet lug. The flashlight that comes on these is a Nightstick TAC 300 or TAC 300B. Don't know the difference, never looked it up. The light is actually pretty bright, so I don't want to spam the camera too much in case someone has seizures, photosensitivity, migraines, or is just having a bad day. So that is the cage-coated 16-inch upper. I did pick up another Comp M4 because it's one of my favorite optics to throw on here, because why would I go with something new, modern, and small when I could get something ginormous, bulky, and built like a tank? Kind of like the Ruger P89. Like, they are antiquated, they're bulky, but they are tanks. So I do like the Comp M4s quite a bit. Anyway, moving on. So the second one that we're going to talk about is this beautiful gal right here. This is a 6520 style, and I'm saying style because there's no magazine in the firearm, and it has been made clear prior to filming. These are government contract. Both of these are government contract uppers, and I have no idea what capacity or what lowers they were originally on. I currently have these both on Colt lowers, but you know, you do you. So looking at the gun, you know, butt to tip, we'll go butt to tip this time. So I have a TA-47 on this one, which is surplus as well, and this is pretty cool. I went over it in another video, but it came attached to a detachable carry handle. So I would have liked to seen the original configuration, what barrel length that these were being ran on. These are one of my favorite optics for carry handles and honestly AKs. Then you have the Battle Steel Arms style mount and the flashlight with the mount that has the mount that goes onto this mount, and it is detachable. So the 300B, having one here, I haven't replaced the batteries in either of these. I can't tell like a very, discernible difference between the TAC 300 and the TAC 300B, but apparently there is one, or there wouldn't be a B model. So if you guys want to Google that, you can. The sling on this one, had some questions about that on Instagram, and it's a blue force gear. My buddy had it made, then he didn't want it anymore, so I bought it off of my buddy. This one right here has a military surplus blue force gear sling on it, and they're just my favorite sling. There are others out there. Slings to me are kind of like personal preference. Some are better than others, of course, but I really use like 3 slings. The general purpose OD slings that you'll see in my videos for my AKs, country of origin, or the GP slings, or blue force gear. And that just comes with what I've used at the range a lot and what works for me. But, again, mileage may vary. Everyone has a personal preference. So that's really it. The other question that I had, I think I kind of covered it, is the permanent modification, or do these mounts require permanent modification? So this one, the sling swivel, say that like 5 times fast, has been removed. On this one, it has not. Just to kind of demonstrate that it does not, there's no permanent modification again. You can remove the mounts. They are a little bit on there, to be honest, but they're 3 set screws, and then your bayonet lug and everything is intact underneath. So if you're a nerd, or if you like history stuff, a complete Colt cage-coated upper and all the extras on it. The reason I picked one up is I only have one M4, by the way, that's like 14.5 or 16 inches, one, and it's an original 6920 that I picked up a long time ago. I didn't really have another one. My other one is showing some age and some wear because it was used when I bought it, and it's probably 15 years old at this point, and I do not know the round count. It is pretty hot. So I wanted another M4 style Colt upper, and you kind of can't get much cooler than the cage-coated stuff. I think it's pretty neat, especially with the accessories that came on it, because I was going to put a Knight's Armament, Salty RIS2 on this upper. That was my plan. I get it in, and I start messing around with it, and I can access the light due to the mount on here. You know, I already had the backup iron sight because it came on it, and I was like, there's really no need for me to add a rail. I'm not going to put any other type of, you know, expensive cat toys, laser aiming devices, or things like that on this rifle. So I just kind of left it as is, threw it on the lower, and I was like, man, this is actually pretty comfortable. Now, I may change up the optic to something just a little bit smaller, like a Comp M2. It's not that much smaller, that was sarcasm. Anyway, I may change up the optic, but I really do like the Comp M4s, so I probably won't. I just think, number one, aesthetically they look cool. Number two, they really are built like tanks, and I just have had really good luck out of the Comp M2s and the Comp M4s. And then again with this one, I kind of had a thought to do some cool, you know, maybe extended quad rail or something on it, but then it's very light, it's very nimble, it's you know, pencil barrel, so you get a little bit more, you know, weight reduction than you do with the M4 style there, and it's just a very handy setup. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna have 2 basic bitch guns, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Right. Anyway, so that is really it for this video. All of the products here, minus the lowers and the M81 Blue Force gear, did come from Thoroughbred Armament. He does have, if you are looking, he does have Comp M4s, maybe a few M4Ss in stock, Comp M2s. He's got plenty of the gg&g rear sights. He has several of these forward mounts and a lot of the lights that came when he bought the, you know, contract of these uppers. So again, government contract uppers, pretty cool. Don't know the full history except government contract, which on an upper, I don't have a serial number to kind of like track down and figure out where they came from. So all I know is that they were used in some governmental capacity or agency capacity. So there's that. And with that, let me know which one of these you would choose if you had to choose one, because it would be fun just to talk about in the comments section. With that note, I think there was something else I really wanted to talk about in this video, but I cannot remember it. So let me know what your pick would be and why, because I am curious. I like to know these things. I am a much more old school dude. I really love the carry handles, the A2, the A1s. But at the same time, you know, the advent of the M4 was like a huge part of, you know, firearm history for my generation. You know, 1993, 94 era. I think I may be thinking 94 due to it being an M4, but I think it was 1993. We had the official adoption of the M4 carbine, and it was just so freaking cool at the time. So kind of like the M4, but at the same time, grew up seeing the M16A2 carbines, the 723, 727s, and all that. And so both of them have a special place. So with these two, it's kind of like, you know, having a favorite kid. You're not really supposed to. I do, but I don't want to say it out loud. I only have one kid, by the way, so this comment does not It's not applicable to me in real life. But I feel like, you know, it's kind of like that. I mean, you guys have a favorite kid if you have more than one, right? I'm just joking. But in all seriousness, let me know in the comment section which one you would choose and why. I think it would be kind of fun to see the different opinions on that. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and tuning in, guys. It has been a great time. It's been fun. I'm sorry I haven't been getting more videos out. I have been doing some traveling and not for any fun reasons. So Instagram, I've been a little bit, I say a little bit, I literally mean a little bit more active over there. So thank you for your patience and waiting in between for these thrilling videos, and hopefully I'll start dropping them consistently on a Wednesday basis. Got to set a goal, right? And hopefully that will be it. Let me know what you want to see next.